This video was sponsored by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, use promo code CLNS20 for 20% off of your purchases.
I grew up in Mississippi.
Man.
Of all places, yeah. So you're probably wondering, like, why is a kid from Mississippi a Cincinnati Bengals fan?
Yes, absolutely I am.
All right, man. So here it is. So I'm from Mississippi, super small town, like the country. You know, you can deer hunt from my porch. Like no cap. Like you can shoot deer from my porch. My dad is a Cowboys fan because when he was growing up, that's all that was on TV. You know, Mississippi doesn't have a team, right?
Yep.
My uncle, we own like this big piece of land. So it's my house, my granddad's house, and my uncle's house. My uncle is an Eagles fan. My granddad is a Dolphins fan. So growing up, every male I know have a different team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I didn't really understand the whole concept of people all pulling for the same team. Like I didn't see that really until I went to college. But in in my younger life, I ain't never see that. So I was like, man, I gotta pick me a team. You know, when I started playing football around like 7th grade, I played receiver. And my dad had put me on Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice. You know, I grew up watching football with him.
Yeah. And
so when I watch the game, I'm watching the receivers. That's it. Like I watch from a receiver's standpoint. I still kind of do that to this day. And I discovered Chad Johnson, you know, and he had a Southern dialect like me. He had gold teeth in his mouth like all my relatives. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it pulled me in. So I became a fan of Chad, and he always talked about the art of running routes. So he was teaching, and we didn't really have like YouTube in the same capacity that you got it now.
Yep.
This was the most I could get. So I was locked in. Became a huge Chad fan. And then through that, I learned about the rest of the receiving corps, Hoosh Mazada, Chris Henry, and I just became a Bengals fan like that. And it actually surprised me, like, I wasn't super engaged the entire time because, again, I'm playing football myself.
Yep.
You know, I go to college. I'm not watching football every Sunday. Like, we play on Saturday. Like, I'm not really thinking about the NFL like that. But to my surprise, like years later, when I tuned back into the NFL, I cared whether or not the Bengals won. Like when the Bengals would lose, I would be pissed off. And I was like, damn, I'm a Bengals fan, you know? At this point, I have no knowledge of the fact that they haven't won a playoff game since 1992. I don't know this. I don't know that our owner is considered cheap. I don't really, you know what I mean? I hadn't gotten that deep into it, but I was already emotionally attached to the team before I knew any of that. So once I learned all of that, I'm a loyal guy. I stayed down regardless. And, you know what I'm saying, here we are, man, years later. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it, man. It was it's kind of a chance, a by chance thing. And once I picked my team, ain't no switching for me. Like I'm that type.
That's awesome. You know, I'm a big Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco fan. He's such a guy he gets the entertainment side of things, but he also took care of business behind the scenes. He's actually one of those guys who's been really smart with his money, which is awesome.
Yeah. He's just a nice dude, bro.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, bro. He be sending out money all the time, leaving $2,000 tips. I mean, and those are like small things, but it's just like cool stuff, like putting that good energy out there. He posts that on Twitter, and it influenced people like me. It influenced people like all the people that follow him to just do nice stuff sometime. You know what I'm saying? Like, just put that good energy out there, like brighten up somebody else's day. Like, it just go a long way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm still a huge fan of Chad.
Are you a fan of Marshawn Lynch? I'm watching Last Chance U Season 5, and I see Beast Mode on the back of their shirts everywhere. I'm like, oh, wow, that makes sense. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I am a fan of Marshawn. That's my dude.
If I may, have you ever been to Cincinnati?
I have not.
Man, you should go.
I was supposed to. Man, I've talked to because I've been to games, but I've never been to a game in Cincinnati. I always wait till they come closer to me. Yeah, and then I'll go.
I will say this: flights are really cheap to Cincinnati. I went to a Bengals game. I went to Bengals Patriots last December. Went to Northern Road Brewery, this incredible brewery. The city is, it's a northern city. It's cold, but it's actually kind of pretty in its own way. It's kind of this unique, cool place. Yeah.
Man, I'm definitely going to go. I was going to go this year for sure. Like, I got enough contacts now to get, like, tickets and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it just with the whole pandemic situation, I don't know how it's going to play out.
Dude, all long-term plans are gone.
I can't say for sure. Yeah, so, like, at this point, I don't know, man. I've canceled probably 10 trips to different places within the last few months. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, I can't wait to go, man. It's gonna be a good experience.